1.
Welcome to Reset to Healthier Relationships Sunday night at 9. I am your host, Coach Glenda, here with my course manager and co-host, Rufus Carpenter. As most of you know, Rufus and I have created this forum where you can discuss trials and triumphs in past and present relationships. We encourage everyone to share, speak their truth, and talk as much and do it right. Just a few housekeeping rules. Please mute your devices until you're ready to speak to avoid any background noise. Let's be respectful and allow everyone to speak their truth just so everyone can get all of their comments in. And I will allow Mr. Carpenter to join in and tell us a little bit about himself as well as his background.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Rufus Carpenter, like she said, and I come to this space a little different than most. My background started as a little child in the state of Virginia in a family of 14 kids with the mother and father. 16 people lived in a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. Do I need to tell you? If you ever had the occasion of sleeping with 4 of your siblings and one of them is a bedwetter, oh, goodness gracious. You learn the essence of the human connection very, very fast. I was married 27 years to the same lady. And if you're married that long, you learn a thing about trust. You learn about communication. You learn about commitment, forgiveness, and definitely compromise. These not necessarily things for a successful marriage, but these are the things for understanding the human relationship. And it's good tonight because that's one thing we're going to talk about, human relationship tonight. So that's beautiful there. But my training didn't stop there. I was in the United States Army. And one of the jobs in the United States Army was a human and relation leader who had the responsibility of going to all our Army units. And I'd be the first person on the scene if they had some type of race or relationship issue. And I'd do what's called an intake form. And I would figure out or help figure out what level of responsibility or resources we had to throw at solving a relationship or race problem. So my background is very diverse in this field, in this industry. And also, the container here at Sunday Night at 9 is designed where you and 20 of your girlfriends are like in one of your living rooms. It's Sunday night, is after 9, the kids are in bed, you're relaxed. You got 20 of your friends sitting in the room with you, and you guys get to talk about relationships. Somebody's relaxed, open a bottle of wine, get a couple glasses of wine or tea or whatever you drink, and you're ready for a chance for the sisterhood just to unburden yourself and just to talk natural and relax about your relationship triumphs as well as your breakthroughs. And one reason you do that, because the sister beside you, she may be going through some of the same problems you already solved. And you look at her and think she has it all together because she's so, so well put together and stuff. But really, she might be covering up her situation a little bit better than yours. Because a lot of us came from some messy situations and we didn't do it by our own strength. We did it with a lot of prayer and a lot of support and help. And that's what the night is all about. So you're at the right place, right time, relax, and get ready for the night topic. Oh, we got a good one. All right, Glenda.
All right. Good evening, men and women, and welcome to Sunday Night at 9. I'm so grateful that you've chosen to spend this time together in community, in truth, and in love. Now, we have an amazing topic tonight: spiritual connections, soul ties, and energy transfers in relationships, understanding deeper emotional bonds. And I'm going to give you that topic one more time: spiritual connections, soul ties, and energy transfers in relationships, understanding deeper emotional bonds. This is our sacred space, a place where we can exhale, reflect, and grow stronger in our journey as men and women, as individuals with the purpose. Tonight, we're diving into a powerful topic. We all know relationships are more than what meets the eye. They shape our spirit, influence our energy, and leave impressions that can last a lifetime. Some bonds uplift us, making us feel rooted and whole, Others, they linger, drain us, and sometimes hold us hostage to cycles we didn't even realize we were repeating. As men and women, whether married, single, dating, or in transition, we carry so much love, legacy, faith, and resilience. And yet sometimes we also carry wounds from ties that weren't meant to last. Tonight is about uncovering those unseen bonds, understanding how they affect us, and most importantly, learning how to heal, release, and reclaim our energy. This conversation is not just about relationships with others, it's about our relationships with ourselves, our God, and the sacredness of our spirit. By the time we leave tonight, my prayer is that you feel lighter, more aware, and more empowered to protect your energy and honor the divine within you. So settle in, grab your beverage of choice or your journal, and let's begin this journey together. Because tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going deeper than the surface. We are talking about soul work. And when it comes to men and women, when we gather together and do soul work, healing happens, freedom happens, transformation happens. And again, welcome again to Sunday night at 9.
Let's get started, everybody. Now, listen, she said a lot, and there's a lot to unpack in that. Now, tonight is going to be one of those nights where we're all the experts. Not just Glenda, but we all are experts tonight. Tonight, we're going to really relax. We're going to share, and we're all going to compete. I can't even say the word. We're all going to come together as a team to do this tonight. And the reason why I say that, because a lot of us have the wrong definition of soul ties. When we think of soul ties, we think about, you've been in this long relationship with this guy or this girl, and you guys kind of blending together, and you kind of feel like, man, we're inseparable. So we got a soul tie. And I can't live without you, and you can't live without me. It could be. It could be. But let's talk about what soul ties really are. Let's talk about how the bond you have with someone, how it influences you, how it influences your very actions, how you carry yourself, how you think about yourself, how you think about them, how you think about the world, your situation. This is what soul ties are all about. Soul ties actually shape you more than you realize. And a lot of people think soul ties, like I said again, it's only with your lover or your boo or your mate. Soul ties can be with a family member. Soul ties could be with coworkers. Soul ties could be with friends and partners. Soul ties is connected because you got to realize, and I don't want to get too religious here because that's not my full background, but a lot of people realize that when God made us, when he put Adam on the earth, he put all human beings inside of Adam. When he made Adam, he made all the human beings in the world inside of Adam. So when you talk about soul ties, when you talk about relationships, we all come from the same stem. We all come from the same. So it's a lot of spiritualness in soul ties. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times, and we're going to talk about some spiritual connections. We're going to talk about some intimate connections tonight. We're going to talk about some physical connections tonight. We're going to just talk about just attractions. But it all starts now. Let's get busy. You want to start off, Glenda, or one of our audience want to start it off, or you and me keep the ball rolling?
You can continue.
Okay. All right. We're going to break this down into really two different parts. First part is soul ties. What's a soul tie? And right now, soul tie could be a deep emotional bond. It could be physical bond that you have formed with a person. It could be the intimate relationship with you and your boo, your spouse, your significant other. It could be a close friendship. You and this friend been vibing since schoolyard days. You and this friend been vibing since the military. You and this friend been vibing ever since you got the first job. You and this friend was vibing that y'all met at the driver license place, and you both passed the driver license and walked out smiling. It could be a friend. It could be a family connection. Annette's my sister. Me and Annette, we're very close. We are very, very close. That could be a soul tie because a lot of times I don't call nobody but Annette in my family. And when something happens, I call Annette, what's going on? And she's ready to tell me what's going on and catch me up because she knows that's part of our thinking. So when I talk about that, it can even be a mentor. You can have a college professor, or you can have a third grade teacher when you was in school. That you and her, you and him have been kind of cemented together ever since then. You know, he or she watched you have your children. He or she was at your wedding. He or she was at the place when your father died. You know, it's so much when you talk about soul ties. So there's so many different buckets of relationships when we talk about that. So that's soul ties. Now, let's talk about the second part of this conversation tonight. Second part of this conversation tonight is energy transfer in relationship. You know, when I say energy transfer in relationship, somebody think one is operating up here really high energy frequency, and the other's down here somewhere low frequency, and you kind of work it together. Where between the long y'all stay together, the more it evens out. One come up, one go down, and that's the energy. Yeah, that's true in some ways, but you got to realize what you bring into the union, what you bring into the situation. Your energy is how you show up in your relationships. That's your energy. Mm-hmm. You can show up fully charged and, you know, want to help drive the union forward. You could show up fully charged and have a plan, a goal, or a vision of where you want the relationship to go. Or you can come in low energy and you can say, well, whatever you say, hey, I'm following, buddy. I'm in the back seat. You the head, you the leader. You know, so when you talk about energy, it's how you show up in that relationship. What do you give? What do you bring? Hell, even worse, what do you take? Because some people drain. Some people's like an old dead battery. They drain from the relationship. You know, it's no alternator or generator in the car to keep that battery charged. So that thing drain. Next thing you know, you can't drive anymore. The relationship is not going any forward because the other one don't have the juice or don't have the spark to drive the relationship forward. So it's a drain on one. So that's why I wanted to set the stage tonight that there's two parts of this thing. There's a soul tie part and there's the energy transfer part. And we can talk about this, so we can talk about one part at a time. We can talk about it combined, but let's see where we fit in. Now, I have 4 questions I'm gonna ask as we go through this, but right now, I just want to get it out on the table and get everybody talking. And we know that we got two by twos here. The first set of twos is soul tie and energy, transfer energy. That's soul tie. That's the first part of our conversation tonight. And that's the first 2. The next 2 is negative connection and a positive connection in that. So you got 2 sets of twos. I don't want to confuse anybody, but I just want to make sure we keep the relationship going, to keep the communication straight tonight. We got 2 sets of twos. The first set of twos is soul tie. And we say the soul tie is the physical bond, intimate bond, it's the relationship bond, it's spiritual bond. And the second one we said of that first set of twos is the energy transfer, you know, your frequency. how you show up in a relationship. Are you someone that gives, take, or how you come together in a relationship? That's the first set of two. Next set of two is positive or negative. Do you have if you're positive on the relationship, you build the person up, you grow, you have resilience, you help the person out, you deepen the love, you deepen the connection. That's positive. The person feels safe and grounded when they're around you. Man, I just can't wait till my wife get home, because when she get home, the house just gets so much better. Things just go so much easier. Or I can't wait till my husband get there, because my husband get here, everything falls in place. The kids act right, everything just goes right. And then the negative part of this, you got me laughing, Dr. Johnson. Cut it out. Then the negative part of this thing is that the bond is such that it detracts. It's cycles. You have cycles of dependency where one is not giving, or one is not doing their part and is pulling the other one back, or it's a drain on a relationship. And that's the negative things. The negative things keep you stagnant, or pull you back, or pull you down. It stops the momentum of the relationship. It stops the growth of the relationship. We used to have a thing when I was in the military: if it's green, it's growing; if it's brown, it's dying. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Now, what are your questions about how I gave you that brief understanding so we can start to talk? Or do you want to open up, start talking already, audience? The night is your night. How do we want to jump in there, audience?
Well, I want to comment and say, Andre put in the chat, some people are energy drainers.
Yes, yes, yes. And let's start there. Since Andre started us off, let's start there. Let's start with energy drainers. What is an energy drainer? What is some way a person drain your energy? And the reason why I say start there, when when you read Andre's text, I thought of a person, and I'm not gonna call any names because I kind of love this person, and it's a nice person, but they drain the heck out of me. As a matter of fact, I'm saying it easily. They really drain the hell out of me. And it's a beautiful person, nice person, but for some reason, if I spend 2 or 3 days with that person, I'm like a wolf in a trap. I want to chew my arm off to get away. If I get away with only one arm, I'm happy, because it's that bad. And it's nothing that the person's not cussing me out. The person's not hitting me with any stuff. It's just rough. Their energy I feel wore the heck out. Even my best time I spent with that person, it was only for 2 or 3 days. And her thing was, why so stronger? I can't. I just can't. I wish I could say my mama was calling so I could leave. That's how bad it is. All right, but Andre, is that what you're talking about? Because I know that firsthand. Andre, come on, please, to talk to me, Andre. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, sir, it was. I was just saying, basically, sometimes, even if it's not a person you're dating, sometimes you can just go around people and you'll have a good day. But then as soon as you get around them, your day just goes off, maybe because they're just who they are, you know? So I guess sometimes your day can be based on whatever energy they're attracting. It just because you're around them, it's attracted to you.
Have you noticed, Andre? And they're not really bad people. They're really not bad people.
Correct.
It's that combination of you and them just don't fit.
Well, I always tell people when I walk in a place, I try to make a person smile, because I use that saying, when in Rome, you do as Romans do. If I walk into a room and everybody seems serious and got the world on their shoulders, that's depressing, and that puts you in a depressing mode. So the best thing for you to do is try to cheer them up, or either leave.
Sometimes that don't even work, Mr. Kendall.
Hey, it always works when you leave. I don't care how you look at it.
Yeah, the cheering them up, that doesn't
Well,
always
that's what I'm
work, but the
saying.
leaving does.
You do your best to try to cheer up the crowd or do whatever relieve that tension that's in the room. And if you can't do that, rather than to pull me down, shit, I know how I came in the door. I turn around and go back out of it.
And this thing, that's only with a
That's
friend.
on that negative part of that soul tie or whatever.
And we're talking about with friends. We're not even talking about the really
I don't
that you really
care.
invest
I
time in
don't care
with.
if it's friends or just walking in a business. It's still the same thing. I don't want that negativity. Shit, I
Yeah,
got enough negativity going on in my life that I got to deal with. I don't want nothing else.
I agree with Mr. Kingdom. I used to work at this company, and the first person you would meet is the secretary. You say good morning, it was always something negative. So I had to find a way to go around another way without passing her desk in the morning because I got tired of hearing a negative first thing in the morning.
Yes.
Mhm. Yep, you're right. And that will drain. And people don't realize what your actions affect other people. You don't realize it. In your mind, you think we just getting along, going along, having a typical day. But really, if a person, like, if you don't communicate to the person, hey, look, darling, or hey, look, man, or look, hey, Alice, look, hey, Susie, hey, Jane, hey, John, look, you wearing me out. Either we got to figure this out, or we got to spend less time together because I am struggling here. And it maybe it's me, it's not you, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not showing up the way you require me to show up, and that may be some pushback you're giving me or something. But we got to work this out because this is not healthy for anybody. Unless, now I found out where some people get off on that. When they got you miserable, when they're in charge or got you miserable,
Yeah.
they feel, for some reason, they feel like it lifts them or give them some type of power or some kind of unwritten authority or something.
As the saying goes,
I,
misery loves company.
Ooh.
well, I tell people right up front, and I'm just straight up forward with you. I ain't biting my tongue. Shit. I don't like the negativity. And I just don't deal with it. If I can't put a smile on your face, shit, it's time for me to keep it moving.
Do you think we have any responsibility to these people to address them or to let them know or to share how they're impacting our relationship with that person, or you think we should just like Ms. King said, keep it moving?
No, because
It's
if
best that you
The one at a
it's
time.
best that you acknowledge them and try to talk to them and explain it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people do stuff not knowing. And like I always say, it's best to tell somebody that way they can't come back and say they didn't know.
Okay.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it to them. You can speak to a person in a nice way, like with me. I walk up to you. First thing I'm gonna holler, damn, smile. Why? What's that smile about? Hell, first of all, you're living.
Yep.
Second of all, you got a job.
Yep.
You're working. You got transportation. I tell them little stuff like that. That's something to smile about within
Right.
itself. Well, I'm having a bad day. Well, guess what? Just still smile. Shit. You don't have to walk around like that. You understand? It takes just as much strength to put a smile on your face as it does to frown.
Mm-hmm.
It takes the same energy. And I tell the young kids straight up, don't never let someone see they can get to you or push your buttons. Because once they get that upper hand, they're going to utilize it. And you ain't going to like it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
don't let them see they can get to you.
Okay. I saw a couple of things in a comment. Andre had put in a comment that it all depends on how if you're gonna be around that person or not. And that makes sense because if you're not going to be around them and you figure that it's a waste of your time to try to help them out because you're not going to be there to further mentor them, that might be a good idea. But and then I think I almost saw what Pierre put in there. Pierre put something about the right spirit. Pierre, can you explain yours if you don't mind? Because yours went
No,
pretty
I,
fast.
I don't mind.
Thank
Um,
you.
um, you see, if if your spirit or if your understanding is elsewhere, the attitudes of the others you observe, but it it won't affect you. It shouldn't. But something
Pierre, I think you're breaking up.
their attitude.
Okay, you sound better now.
So yeah, their attitude is their attitude.
Mm-hmm.
It's not mine. So I'll continue to be who I am, and I'll act as I believe.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sometimes it's good to still speak to somebody and try to put a smile on their face because we don't know what they're going through.
Of course.
We don't know what they're
I
going
agree.
through. Sometimes when you do tell them to smile or give them a reason to smile and they smile, it picks them up. I see it every day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to say
Yes.
about 90% of the people, they will smile. But you're going to get that one with that serious attitude and shit, like they don't want to be at work. Hell, that's your fault. Then go home. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it out on the ones because you don't want to be there.
You're right.
I just can't take negativity from no one. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to fuss with you. I'm not going word for word. Shit, just like I coming in, I could turn around and go out and start all over. That's in my house, my mom's house, my kids' house. It don't matter where I'm at. If I'm with you, Rufus or Glenda, I'm going to do the same thing. If you got a lot on your mind and don't want to smile and got that chip on your shoulder, hey, I'll talk to y'all next week. I'll talk to y'all another day. I'm gone. That's what they call keep it moving.
That's what I do. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
No.
When I get to work, I speak. I never really stop. I may pause for a moment, but I actually keep it moving to my office because I know if somebody's coming in there, they need me to do something or they want something or anything. And if I see somebody that's really negative, I'll tell them, well, it ain't as bad as you think it is. Regroup, revisit, and keep going. It's never as bad as you think it is.
No, because see, the first thing you need to do when you get somebody like that, you need to let them know, hey, you got to give thanks. You got to thank God for where you at.
Yep.
Because no matter how bad your situation is right now, it could be way worse. Just talk to somebody.
Yep.
So you need to be cheerful anyway.
Ava got a cute little response on the chat. I say smile, give your face something to do. That's kind of cute. I guess you smile. Hey, it made me smile, so that'll work. And I said that because I want to transition.
Anyway.
Okay, I said that because I want to transition because now we're talking about friendship. Now we're talking about associate stuff like that. Now let's talk about in your house. Let's talk about in your relationship. Let's talk about the person that you consider dear and near and dear to your heart. Let's talk about your boo, your sweetie, or that. Now let's take this same scenario and play. And if we're talking about your sweetie, your boo, your husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your friendship. Let's talk about that. How did this play out in that? How did this
the same way? Okay. The same way.
Yeah, but you can't. Somebody's go in the office and somebody says just leave, don't come back, and all that. I don't think we got. I think we got to confront this one. This one we got.
I can't do it.
Look,
all right,
I look at it like this: it don't matter whether it's your companion, your spouse, or whatever. You got to treat it the same way. Only difference is where you go out that door. Mm-hmm. Your door could be the next room. Okay. Let them cool off.
Okay.
You know, you still divide yourself because you don't want that negativity.
Okay.
Shit, I ain't gonna stand around my wife and see the prayers. I'm gonna do what I got to do to try to cheer. If I can't cheer, I'm gonna give her space. That's the best healing. Give her a space. Give her a little time.
Okay.
Hey, as my ex would tell me, the first one, and she would tell me, you'll get over it.
Ooh, okay. All right.
I did what they
You know,
she wanted to
I,
do,
Go
and
ahead,
that was her
Annette, and then
response.
Gigi. Go ahead, Annette. Go ahead, Annette.
sometimes I have found negativity in my relationship. I have found it to be sad. It leaves me sad when it's the other partner or in the relationship, because it's like sometimes that person is not willing to listen to anything or want to become positive. They just sometimes their nature is negative. I was with my husband when he and I was married. Every morning when he woke up, he was I wonder what happened to him in the night, because when he woke up in the morning, he was mean. He just had a mean look and he carried himself negatively. Until one day I finally just said, I don't know what the world is wrong with you, but you get up looking terrible and acting terrible. It didn't change. I made changes for myself, but that person didn't change. So it's not always what you can say to someone that makes something change. You have to decide for yourself. For in my case, I had to decide for myself what was I going to take and what I wasn't going to take, because his negative vibe, it bothered me. So I had to make a change. That's it.
But
Okay.
that's where those red flags and stuff come, and you knowing your worth. That's where that comes. When you know your worth, you know what you're gonna put up with and what you're not gonna put up with.
And this is one reason why I want to get to this part of right here. This is the crux. We need to put the kickstand down and stay at this part for just about 5 or 10 minutes. And the reason why I want to do that, because the quality of your life, the quality of your relationship is right here. The quality of your life and the quality of your relationship is right here, because when you with someone and you and that person are considered a committed couple, a union, a husband and wife, a boyfriend and girlfriend, a long-term compassion, or however you want to call that, that if your quality of life going to be good, that relationship has to be good, and you have to work at it together. And there's some things to fix. That's why Sunday night at 9 is here. So we can start fixing some of this stuff or start working towards some of this stuff, improving some of this stuff. Because there's so many techniques that they have in relationship coaching today that you can change the situation. The first thing, you have to address it. That's the first thing you have to notice what's going on and address it. And communication, your communication is the key, but there's different frameworks of communication that you can use. And then you got to know your mate or know your partner, because you don't want to do what we call throw the baby out with the bathwater, because you want to say this dude, and I'm not picking on you, Anna, I'm just using your topic since you brought it up. You just can't say this dude wakes up every morning bad, 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 and I had enough bad. Let's get rid of this sucker. Yeah, and that's why I'm just using yours because it's easier to use yours as an example. I'm not saying that's the case, but
That's no
we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We want to get this situation cleaned up. We want to get it running smooth, and we want to salvage our mate. So how do we do that? How do we approach these negative situations? And because not every time you want to get rid of the husband or the wife or throw them out, because you guys, so it's something you had when you guys first met. And you've come through all the stages. You've come through the 5 stages of romance. So y'all were vibing somewhere, sometime. And they didn't fool you up into a marriage or into a long-term relationship. You had to have somewhere signed up for it. So how do we start fixing some of this stuff? How do we start working through some of this stuff? What are some of the techniques? What are some of the things that we use? Now, we've talked about start, stop, and continue as a communication tool, where you guys take a scheduled time a week and you sit down 5 to 25 minutes and you tell them, here's what I like you to continue, here's what I like you to stop, and here's what I want you to begin, and you guys kind of agree on it. And there's other tools that you can use too. But what I want to say right now, how do we start approaching that? What are some of your conversation to go to work through this? What are some of your mindset to work through some of this? This is where I want to talk about for a minute. How to do this.
Well, I
You
can tell you
know,
right now.
All right, one at a
I'm
time. Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead, Miss Kidney. Go ahead. And then whoever's next after
I
Kingdom.
say, first of all, you got to take whatever problem or issue you got and face it head on. And to start a topic, you got to have a topic to start with. For example, I cannot speak on how to start a conversation on a certain issue if I'm not involved in that issue. But if I can give you a scenario that, let's say I use her thing. He wakes up every day with an attitude. All right. So what I do is I approach her. Hey, what's wrong? Talk to me. Because I notice every day you coming up with an attitude. Let's get it in the open. Let's find out what's going on, what we can do to resolve it. It's like I said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it in the conversation. But you got to have that conversation. Because a lot of times people do stuff subconsciously not knowing what they're doing. So you got to come and you got to express it to them, especially if it's something you don't like. You got to make up in your mind, is this something I want to deal with from now on? Hell no. So you got to approach it. Got to make a decision.
Okay. Someone else was speaking when you first started, Ms. Kingdom. Who was that? Go ahead, be
yeah,
next.
it was me. It's,
All right,
you
go ahead.
know, yes, at first addressing it, but then when you see the person not changing or don't even respond to what you address, then it's up to you to not feed into how they're responding or what they're doing. You know, yeah, you can become angry and get upset and be all out of sorts because of what they're saying or doing. But when you ignore them and go on about your business, either they're going to get it together or just go on about your business and knowing what you need to continue to do to keep your peace.
Okay.
At the end of the day, whether you're in a relationship or not, whether you're on a healthy job or not, at the end of the day, it's about you having your peace.
That's right.
It's about you having your peace. And if you're on a job and you can't have your peace and your sanity, you don't need to be on that job. You need to find another one. There's no sense in us taking stuff to that extreme where you don't have to, where you cut your life short, being stressed about it. I'm not stressed about nothing or nobody. I'm going to just pray, put in God's hand. I'm going on about my business. And if it don't coincide with that, it's time for me to move on.
Mr. Cook,
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, Sharon had her hand up.
Go ahead, Sharon. I apologize. I didn't see it. Go ahead, Sharon.
Okay. What I wanted to say was, I feel like this is a good topic we're talking about tonight. But if nothing can be addressed or talked about, if no one sees their wrongness or feel like they're not wrong, and you have the problem and not them, or not willing to talk about it at all.
And that's a great one right
That's a
there to
good
bring up.
point. That's a good point. But
It
then it
is.
just goes back to what I said.
That's
You
very
can only tell them and
no.
show
If
them how it affects you. You understand? But
yeah,
at
I
the end of the
understand.
day, you got to have peace. And how are
I
you
would
going
like
to
to
get
say
your
something.
peace if they don't want to change
That's
or
very
agree to
draining.
compromise?
Very draining.
Okay, let's
Yes.
deal with Sharon's subject. Well, let's deal with Sharon's question and comment as a group right here.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get some suggestions with that. Because Sharon's problem said when the person don't see their own mistakes or know or feel that they shouldn't change because they don't recognize what they're doing in the relationship. Is that kind of how you summed it up, Sharon?
Yeah, in a way, but it's not that they don't see it. They don't acknowledge it or think that they're wrong.
Don't acknowledge or think it.
Always
Now
right.
let's
There is always somebody. They are always the victim.
Okay, now let me ask just one question before we tackle that. Is it the person saying it as a defense mechanism because they
Yes.
don't want to change or don't have the ability to change, or they just naive and just don't know it?
No, they just choose to not look at their faults,
Okay,
or they'll make
so the
comments like,
person's aware. It's not a
yeah,
dumb.
they're aware,
Okay,
but they always come back with comments like, "Oh, there you go, picking out my bad points again. Here I go. I can't do nothing right." But that don't be what you're saying.
Okay, as a team, what would be suggestions? How would we handle that? Do we want to do this a chat issue, or we want to open up, discuss this one?
Discuss it.
Okay, discuss it. Who wants to be who wants to be the first to give some type of suggestion or some type of thought or some type of remedy or some type of way forward in this conversation? Because that's what we
Okay,
need right now.
I would like to say something.
Yes, who's this? That Pierre?
Pierre.
Go ahead,
Pierre,
sir.
yes.
Look for a way forward.
Okay. You know, there are some individuals, every time they speak with you, they want to remind you of the error that you made or the carelessness you showed. It's always uh uh yeah, so if you hear that every day, every time you speak with this individual, you know, you come to the conclusion that you're the only one who ever does anything wrong. You know?
Okay. Okay, I think you're on the flip side of her. I think you're on her flip side. You haven't answered. You're expounding on her problem, but you haven't given her answer yet, right, Miss Pierre? If I'm reading you right.
Well, the answer I believe should be everybody should look at themselves. You know, it's not a one-sided thing.
But the problem is the person ain't looking at themselves. They're looking at themselves, they look at themselves how they can keep saying they're right. So let's got some more suggestions for Sharon. You got any more before I weigh in?
Can I respond to how
Yeah.
what Pierre
Go
was
ahead,
saying?
Sharon.
Okay, I understand that concept, but if you have talked with that person about things that bothered you or things that could be done better, and they first thing they holler on is there you go saying I'm always wrong, you're always right. Then they're not addressing anything.
Okay.
They really are wrong because they don't never want to talk about their wrong part.
Okay.
Well, but
Anybody want to help us
yeah, what you
way
know on
forward?
your work though, all you can do is speak on what bothers you. And if it keeps bothering you, you're the one that's going to suffer in the end. And you got to make up in your mind if that's something you want to continuously deal with. I don't care how much you love them or how good they are or whatever. If that thing keeps attacking you, it's like I'm going to keep tapping on your shoulder until you blow up and make me quit. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to you because if that person don't change or attempt to change or try to work with you, knowing how it do what it do to you, it's like they just disrespecting you, point blank.
Okay, but still, Miss Kingdom, but the two people, these two people in the same household in the same relationship. There's two people in that relationship, and at this point, we're not throwing the towel in. We're not throwing the
But the
towel in
point
right
is,
here.
so it's
Wait,
all about you being happy.
wait, and that was
And if
gonna say
they're doing
something. Wait,
something, whether they
Yes.
playing the
Mr.
victim or
Kingdom,
whatever,
Mr. Kingdom,
yes,
Mr. Kingdom, Mr. Kingdom,
yes.
yield the floor to Annette. Then you come back to you. Go ahead, Annette.
I think in a situation like that, those two people have to decide how they feel about each other. They have to decide whether or not they trust and care for the other. If they trust and care for each other, then they kind of got to take inventory of what that person is saying, whether they believe it or not. Take inventory and try to see their point. Try to see what they're saying. See if it is true. Then they can say, well, I'm not aware that this is what I'm doing, but let me think about it. Let me try to work on this. Because either we want to sever the relationship or we want to keep it. If we want to keep it, then we got to kind of listen to the other person and try to correct the issue if it can be corrected. That's all.
100%. You got to take accountability for every action. I agree with you 100%.
Anybody else want to say anything before I weigh in? Any more comments before I weigh in?
Put your
Anything
two
in the
cents
chat?
in, man.
Huh?
Put your 2 cents in.
Anybody anything in the chat before I weigh in? Did Andre put anything in the chat or Gigi got anything in the chat before I weigh in? You're muted, Glenda. I
I'm
can't.
sorry. Andre put in the chat, maybe the person is right to a certain degree, even if it's not 100% correct, maybe negotiate the parts they are right on and help them get a buy-in.
Okay. All right. Any more before I weigh in? Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Glenn. Go ahead.
And Sharon also put she meant in general, not a mate, just a friend or a co-worker.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Same exact. Well, it's not. It's going to be the same thing. We're going to handle it the same way. We handle it the same
Can I
way.
clear this up a little bit?
Go ahead, Sharon.
Yes, go ahead, Sharon.
I think it went a little left. What I mean is, it's not that they're always wrong. It's just that when you mention things that bother you, they can always tell you about what you're doing or what you're not doing or what you did wrong or how you did this. So instead of saying, okay, I may have did this, they'll say something like, so you say you don't lie? Just stupid stuff.
But it takes the energy, it sucks the energy right out of your relationship, right?
Yes.
And then you're at a point where enough's enough. You want to find a way forward, correct?
Right. It's like if it's an issue, like if a person have an issue with me, I want them to tell me so we could talk about it. But if I have an issue with them, I want to be able to talk about it too, not go, well, oh, so you saying you don't lie? It's because you never get nowhere. Everything is always co-challenged with something they could point out about you instead of discussing the issue. That's what I'm trying to say.
Everybody that answered hit on parts of this. Everybody answered to parts of it because we all have different perspectives of what Sharon said. So all of us are giving great answers, and all of us are in there. But let's put this one to bed. And there's a technique we got that we use in relationship coaching called 7 Deep. It's a framework called 7 Deep. Annette kind of mentioned it a little bit, but she didn't call it framework. Annette said you got to go deeper. You got to go almost to the root. And that's what 7 Deep is, because Annette said you got to figure out why you guys are together in the first place. And we call that 7 Deep. The framework is called 7 Deep. And what it is, it's the question is why. The question why. And you and your partner set a time aside. It's going to take about anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes. It all depends on how deep you want to get. And you got to get a commitment from yourself as well as the other person that, hey, look, we're going to work together to make this relationship better. And it's not about what I say or what you say or what you've done. And we need to find a way forward. We need to evaluate our relationship, whether it's a friendship or whether it's a husband and wife, a courtship, whatever it is. We've got to come to the root. We've got to find out where this is coming from. And it's called 7 Deep. First one, for instance, me and Glenda do it right now. We're going to do it live. You're going to be my hot seat. Glenda, you'll be find somebody in the audience.
You can go ahead and put me in the hot seat.
Okay. Glenda and I, oh, don't know, Glenda. Let's get somebody else. I just thought about that. We might need to get somebody else.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dr. Johnson, you feel like playing? You feel like working? No, Dr. Johnson. What? Can I get a female volunteer?
Sharon, go ahead.
Well, we can take Sharon or Annette, either one. Sharon
Okay.
or Annette. Or Gigi.
Annette, you go ahead. No, Annette always too practical.
Take Sharon.
Hey.
All right, let's Annette. You gonna do it with Annette?
No, Sharon.
Okay, Sharon, we can do it with me, Sharon, or we can do 7 Deep. And
Okay.
here's what we're gonna do. And Sharon and I are sisters, sisters and brothers. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do it real. This is real because we're really sisters and brothers. So we're gonna do it for real. Are you signed on to do it for real, Sharon?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna ask each other why we love each other. And we're gonna ask each other at least 7 times. Why do we love each other? And it could be, and I'll start. Sharon, you can start first. You asked me, Rufus, why do you love me?
Okay, Rufus, why do you love me?
Because I like the way you present yourself, and when me and you talk, you always so open and honest. And somebody, you not only take notes, somebody take notes and write it down, open and honest. Okay, then I said, Sharon, why do you love me?
Because I have always felt that you lived a positive lifestyle, and I admire that, and you never judge.
Okay. And now you ask me.
Rufus, why do you love me?
I love you, Sharon, because you have your own style and you damn near crazy.
Okay, okay. Now I gotta ask you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Rufus, why do you... No, I just asked you.
Oh,
It's your turn.
okay. No, you said that. You got to ask me. Well, you guys help me out, guys. I'm confused
No,
now.
I
What,
just
you just
asked you.
keep
You
going
told me
back and forth?
about your
Yeah,
What?
just
style.
like that. Keep going back and forth. Okay, now
Okay,
you
it's your
asked me, and
turn.
I said you're crazy. So I talked last. So now I got to ask you, Sharon, why you
Right,
love me?
right. Because you loaned me money without even asking me what I needed for.
Okay. All right. Now this is the fourth cycle, third cycle, which is third or fourth.
Third.
Okay, keep us K count, Glenda. Okay, Sharon, why do you love me?
Because you are my brother, and I look up to all my brothers.
Okay. Okay,
Rufus,
Sharon, why do you love me?
Rufus,
Oh,
you just
That's
asked me.
her
you
turn,
gotta ask
not
me, Sharon.
yours.
Okay, go ahead, Sharon.
Okay, Rufus, why do you love me?
I love you, Sharon, because you're an independent thinker and you think your own mind and you're not swayed by other people's thoughts of you.
Okay, you gotta ask me.
Okay, Sharon, why do you love me?
Because you take the role on as far as being in charge, not being a follower, but a leader.
Okay, Sharon, why do you love me? Wait a minute. Wait, I
Going
gotta
too
ask me now, Sharon. You gotta
Third.
ask
going
me.
too fast.
Okay,
I
I
gotta
mean
ask
that's
you now.
yeah, because we got all
Rufus,
this. Now that the reason why we're having problems because you and your person do it face to face, and you're the only two there, and you're looking at each other. Here, I can't
oh,
see Sharon, and there's so many other people involved. That's why it's getting confusing. But when you
okay.
do it one on one together, it's not because you're talking right to each other back and forth. Go ahead.
Rufus, why do you love me?
I love you, Sharon, because I've always seen you at your worst and your best. And some kind of way, even in all of it, you're still the same person.
Okay. You gotta ask me, Rufus.
Oh, okay. Sharon, why do you love me?
Because I think you're very handsome and I'm very cute.
Okay.
And you don't mind letting people know that.
All right. What level are we at now, guys? What level are we at?
7.
6.
Five.
Okay, good.
Ah.
No, maybe
One, two, three,
7
four, five.
times.
Five. Rufus
Five.
is your
Okay.
turn.
So this
Once
is
you complete this will be 5.
okay. I gotta be my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sharon, why do you love me? Oh, Sharon just told me because she said
I
that was
told you.
It's Sharon's
Look,
turn to say it to
okay,
you.
okay.
okay. Why do you love me?
I love you, Sharon, because I remember something you told me a very, very long time ago, and you told me that it was a low period in your life, and you actually told the truth. And I was the only one to see what you said. Everybody thought you were crazy for saying it, but it made sense. Even today, I think about that thing you told me, and you were so true.
Okay. You gotta ask me now. Oh, I gotta ask you. You gotta ask
No,
me now
he asked
Okay,
you.
Sharon, why do you love me?
Yep.
because we both are twins.
Awesome. So you just got me smiling now. All right. What level? This is 6.
One more.
It'll be on
There's one
6.
more.
All right. All right, Sharon. Why do you love me? Oh no,
Because
you just said it with twins. You got to ask me, Sharon.
oh, okay. Rufus, why do you love me?
I love you, Sharon, because when I see you, even at your worst, you're smiling. Even when you're at your very, very, very worst, you're smiling. You might look like SH in a warm stick,
Ever.
but you are smiling.
Okay. Okay. Now you gotta ask me.
Oh, I gotta ask you now.
This is
You
7.
got this one more time.
Okay,
It's the
Sharon.
last round.
Sharon, why do you love me?
Okay, I'm gonna say this one, and all y'all women, don't take it wrong. You carry yourself in a way that you realize your self-esteem is high, and you have choices, and you make your own choices. You got a lot of women in Rufus. They like I wasn't supposed to say that. I'm trying to don't take it negative, but I know these women are attracted to you, as well as men is always attracted to me, regardless of whether I'm right or wrong. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but I know he know what I mean.
Okay. And that's 7 for both of us, right? It's
Okay.
finish or
Well,
use it.
you have to, she has to ask you.
One more
Okay.
I
time.
did. Oh, I do. Oh,
Yeah.
Ruth,
Okay.
Rufus,
All right.
why do you love me?
2, 3, 4, 5,
Oh
6,
Lord, you
I
gotta
love
think.
you, Sharon, for your
1,
heart,
2,
for
3,
your
4.
caring,
Huh?
giving heart. A lot of people see you, people see you as a taker, I think because of your situation. But deep down under all of that, you really are a giver. You're really a giver. You just
I
put
agree.
yourself in a position where you can't give, but you're really a giver.
Well, I'm not in that position now, so get that part out there too.
All right. And that's it. And the reason why I did with her, because see how personal we got? Even I didn't want to go that personal. I was trying to keep it light where it wouldn't, where we didn't go deep. You just can't help yourself. If you go 7 deep, you and your partner, you and your boo sit across from each other, go 7 deep, you can't help yourself. Because something about 7 deep brings it out of you. As a matter of fact, it gets to be where you can't even control what you're saying. And once you do 7 deep, the person you do 7 deep with, when you finish, you love them even that much more. Because you realize when you hear yourself say why you love them, and then you hear them say why they love you, for somewhere when those two loves cross, it has power. It really has power. And it's called 7 deep. I don't do it much. She's probably the second person I've done it with. But 7 deep is really, really a good way because, like when Sharon said, a lot of people don't see their faults or don't even want to see their faults, and they always want to see like the right. 7 deep will get it because you'll find out it stops being about what you say or what they say. It starts being about, oh man, I really care this deep for you. I wasn't aware. I didn't know that was the real reason why I loved you. I thought I loved you because you were cute and had a nice booty. I didn't know. I didn't know it was your kind heart, the generosity, your trust, your love, your commitment. I didn't know those things were there. Because it stopped being a physical. You really go deep and you actually let yourself breathe into that relationship. Okay. Now we're going to have to close this down and we're going to have to take this to a part 2 because there's so much more. And because we only talked about energy, we haven't talked about soul tie yet. This one, as a matter of fact, this subject we're talking about right now is a very powerful subject because we haven't even talked about spiritual part of this. And that's one reason why I'm glad Dr. Johnson is back because she has the ability to go deep in the spiritual realm of this. So there's still a lot left on the table here. So I want you guys, and if you want me to send you a copy of our notes, just say that, put it in the chat. You want to send a copy of the notes because I want everybody to be informed because I want everybody to be a part of this. Because this is real here. This is where we take back our relationships. This is where we reclaim the loves in our lives. This is when we get our friends, we mentor our friends and our coworkers, those people around us, those people in our inner circle. This is when we start helping each other out. This is when we start growing our personal community. This is how you do this. So there's work to do. Right now, Glenda started off by saying soul work. When people gather to do soul work, it's real work. And that's what this is all about. This isn't so much about pointing a finger or just trying to have an hour or 45-minute conversation. This is about changing things in life. Because we're coming closer to the end of the year, guys. We're already in September. And remember back when we started way back when we started December of last year, we said in 2025, we're going to have our best relationship. Rubber meets the road. We've already had the relationship, what do you call that thing? Workshop. I'm almost in tears because that thing between me and Sharon, so I'm trying to talk it out. We had that and we got the cruise coming up in a few weeks. So we still got a lot, and we got some nice prizes for the cruise too. So I'm so excited about what's going on, but we have to do the relationship work, guys. All of us are in transition, whether we say it or not. Whether you're gonna get married or whether you're married or whether you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, or even while you're by yourself, all of us are in transition. And if you don't believe it, once you get off of this tonight, take a few minutes, take about 15 minutes with yourself and ask yourself about your current relationship status right now. Are you where you want to be in life in terms of relationship? Even if you're married, even if you're single. And then you determine where you are. All of us are in transition right now. It's a season.
Well, Rufus, don't get mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
But that 7D is good on helping with a relationship. I admire that. That's good. That just gives you the out for as should I stay in here and the good reasons to stay in it. But it's not touching on the subject that she had about the other person accepting their responsibility or taking accountability for reacting to what you're telling them that bothers them. The 7D is not touching that topic, though.
Mr. Kingdom,
I'm lost. I'm confused.
No, bring that back next week. Bring you and your confusion back next week because it's 10 o'clock and we're getting off the air. We're going to let Glenda take us home. And that's going to be the first question we're going to have when we come back next week.
Why? Well, you write that question down for me because a week I've been forgot about it.
I'm gonna look at the recast of this on Wednesday night on Wednesday on YouTube, so I make sure I have it and I'll listen to it again. Okay. I'll listen to the things Sharon said and I said. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That would be our first part of business will be answering what Mr. Kingdom said on next Sunday. So make sure you're on it early because that's going to be our first piece of business. So make sure you sign on early, guys, so we can get to that piece of business. Glenda, take us home.
Okay, as we close tonight, I want to remind you that your soul is precious, your energy is powerful, and your spirit deserves to be honored. Soul ties and energy transfers remind us that love is more than feelings. It's spiritual. Every connection you nurture should pour into you as much as you pour into it. And when it doesn't, you have the power to release, to heal, and to reclaim your wholeness. Brothers and sisters, remember, you are not only worthy of love, you are worthy of love that uplifts, heals, and empowers. Protect your light because the world needs it shining. Y'all have a great rest of your evening. Have a wonderful upcoming week. And I will see you next Sunday at 9 p.m. Good night,